Hey guys, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I am out here. This is my new favorite spot to be here at home because this is my outdoor man cave, and it's raining out here, but we're okay. We're okay because we're underneath the porch. I love this new set that we've got, and I'm going to probably live stream some of the game tonight because, well, it's football, kinda. It's Cincinnati and Cleveland, two teams that are trying not to go 0-2, and one of them won't. And speaking of 0-2, here's the thing: unless you're the Dallas Cowboys, if you win the first week, you have a 61.9% chance of making the playoffs. Pretty good, except the Dallas Cowboys. Every time under Jason Garrett that we've won the first game, we've missed the playoffs. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's one of those things that defies logic. Every time we've lost the first game, we made the playoffs. I don't understand it. But if you win one of the first two, if you win the second game, you have about a 41% chance of making the playoffs. Not as good, but still better than not starting out that way. When teams start out 0-2, it's only about a 12.1% chance of making the playoffs. It's not to say that you can't. I mean, when Emmitt Smith held out, we started out 0-2 without him and got on a roll, ended up winning the Super Bowl. So things do happen, but let's not test the odds too much. So we need to get a win. We do not want to start out 0-2, and neither does the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons got New Orleans Saints, they got Tampa Bay in there, and, they don't want to start out. Now, their offense put up some points. I mean, they did a lot with their offense. Their defense, not so much. It's not going to be Aaron Donald versus our Cowboys, but we know that our offensive line is hurting. Tyron Smith missed practice today because of a neck. Hopefully we're just getting some rest because he's a veteran. He doesn't need a whole lot of practice, but we don't want to miss that guy, along with knowing that Lyle Collins is out. I'm getting kind of worried about that offensive line. It really is beginning to worry me. Now, one thing I have to agree with is Dan Orlovsky. God, it's like kissing your sister, I guess. No, my sister would be family. And Dan Orlovsky is so far away from being family, it's not even funny. But he had pointed out that the Dallas Cowboys offense wasn't creative. And I have to kind of agree with it. It looked pretty much like our offense that we've run for forever. And the Cowboys will need to get a little bit more creative. And I think that they will. It's just going to take some time. There was no OTAs. There were no off season. We had a lot of changes, and I hate to agree also with Philly 500. Philly 500 said that his team had the advantage this year because they didn't change coaching staff, unlike the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles. The Giants and the Washington no-names. Yeah, I just forgot about them because they have no name. That they actually had an advantage because they didn't change coaching staffs. Well, their offense wasn't that good, which is kind of interesting, and they're in the same boat as well. The Eagles are playing the Rams with their offensive line beat up as well, and they definitely don't want to start out 0-2. If they start out, I will. Well, no, it's the same. I was going to say that the Eagles may be in a worse position if they lose to the Rams because they've already got one loss in the division. And now you have the Rams come to town, and that could be demoralizing. But, you could see losing to the Rams. The Rams are a very good team. The Rams were playing at home. The Rams had the officials on their side. We can understand that. For the Eagles to lose to the Washington team, a division matchup of who we thought would be cellar dwellers, that one hurts. And then to go 0-2 and you're down one in the division, that's going to be really, really bad for the Eagles. So look for the Eagles to fight really hard. And for us, the Falcons should be one of those teams that you should be able to beat. You're at home, and the Dallas Cowboys are going to have 25% capacity. So that should be somewhere around 24,000 people, possibly in the stands. That is not a whole lot in comparison. Not a whole lot when you think about the size of that stadium. But that's a lot better than going to the Rams Stadium where they're piping in sound. And you notice they kind of piped in a lot more than at the other games. That's actually, I think, going to be good to have some fans to stand. Now, here's the worry. Here's the worry, because some of y'all just don't give a rat's ass. Man, I'm not wearing a mask. I don't care, and everything else. But what they had was they had a fan who went to the Kansas City game and the next day tested positive for corona, and now there's 10 other people that are in quarantine. Here's what's crazy. Now this is the truth. Now, you want to talk about, you look at how the NFL hasn't had any COVID cases, right? The players got the proximity watches and all that. I'm going to tell you that the NFL, trust me, they know everything and everybody going on. Not to divulge too much information, but they've been using facial recognition software forever. Literally, we went into a place and they said to my wife, "Well, hello, Mrs. Holmes." And she's like, "Do I know you?" "No. But, we saw you're coming in on the camera and it tells us who you are." So this person, and another thing that's actually was actually flipped me out, because this was when the Atlanta Falcons ended up choking in the Super Bowl, the biggest meltdown ever, brethren. But from that Super Bowl, they had used video cameras and everything else that literally you could track yourself. Because I remember I was in the nosebleed seats, nosebleed seats. But I was actually able to find myself walking out after the game in that stadium that had like 85,000 people. I could find me. So they were able to track this person from the time he got to the parking lot, to the ticket window, to every one of his steps and locations. Maybe the NFL should have been looking for bin Laden early, because they don't miss a heartbeat. So hopefully they'll be able to keep anybody who's possibly sick that could mess up the season away. But the Cowboys will at least have a crowd there. Something that, as of now, the Washington team, the New York team, and the Eagles team won't have. Hopefully that home crowd will help the Dallas Cowboys to get back on track. And you got to look at that and say, that's a big advantage over other teams. Now, for the Dallas Cowboys, our biggest problem last year was actually playing on the road. It was. We just did not do well on the road. We did well at home. We did really well at home. But on the road, not so much. Now, hopefully, we get a win and get back on track this week, because we definitely need to. We cannot afford to go down 0-2 and then play Seattle, because Seattle the first week looked really, really good. And if you lose to the Falcons, I hate to say it, but this week for the Dallas Cowboys, this is a must-win. You must win this one. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We got to get a win in the worst way. Now, I expect the team to take baby steps now that we've had the first game action and stuff on there. Guys are getting the feel of action and everything else. Now you understand and getting hits. You know that Zeke Elliott is actually looking like he's okay. Amari Cooper, although he's limited in practice, he's looking like he's still quietly the quietest 10 catches you've seen in the NFL this year. And you start getting Michael Gallup, getting him going down the field, open things up. And then you let CeeDee Lamb, who's now got that first game underneath his belt, in there as well. So I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I'm not worried. I'm not scared. But I want to make sure that we get this victory. We got to get this victory. So let me do a little bit of stuff. And in about an hour, hour and 20 minutes or so, we'll be back doing a little live stream here so we can enjoy football Thursday night. I'll see you in a few.